Greetings, I'm Artem Zubchenko, a third-year student of the National Aerospace University Department of Applied Linguistics. Present to you my course science work on the topic Algorithms and Software Tools for Abstracting Textual Information. Before starting, I would like to introduce you some important points of the work, namely relevance, purpose, and object of this research. The relevance of this study is justified by the complexity of recording and translating information in large volumes, as well as when referencing a language that was not used before. It's research in exciting databases. The purpose of this work is a study of some techniques, among them annotation and abstracting, operating them with the help of algorithms, programming languages, etc. The object of this study is the use of software tools and algorithms for potential user actions. In the third slide, we can see concept of primary and secondary document. So what is a primary document? And this is a material that is a result of knowledge of real or spiritual material or immaterial knowledge of people in the form of recorded facts, collections, materials of scientific congresses, conferences. That's primary sources, so to speak, from the first person. And the secondary document is the text that is a result of obtaining details and clear processing of the primary type. It also includes information about the primary source, year, month, day of writing, author, and editor. On the next slide, we can see such a concept as a bibliographic description. Simply put, among library departments, there is a concise cartography that describes all books as briefly as possible. The bibliographic description itself contains such characteristics as the synthesis and processing of the document. Synthesis is a process of mental and actual decomposition into some constituent components and unifications of the whole from the parts. Document processing is the interconnection of related and dependent processes of forming record elements with the close help of the synthesis method. In the fifth slide, we see important information about abstracts and their classification. So, based on the schemes, you can see that the abstract is author and non-authorial, as well as information mixed and indicative. Returning to the author's abstract, you can understand that it is a text written by the author without any changes and amendments. For example, dissertation, coursework, and article. Extra is the processing of text editors in the information and bibliographical service. Information abstract aims to give a complete picture of the desired book, article of scientific book. Mixed is the most used in works with large processing of information. The indicative abstract is an entry based on aspects of the content of primary sources. These include only short resumes and annotations. The sixth slide gives us useful information about annotations and its types. The first annotation function is a signal. Testifies to us for important information about the document, and it becomes possible to install the main content and purpose. The second one is the following feature search, used in information retrieved automated systems to optimize the search of a document. By the degree of this of use of the annotation automatization, as they are intellectual, these are those made by humans and formalized. The abbreviation of the computer is decoded as an electronic computer. This is our computer. The next slide shows us a scheme of the most important terms of algorithmic material processing, quasi-referring. The term itself means the identification in the text of the primary document of fragments that have key aspects of content. There are three main directions within quasi-referring. First of them is statistical methods. They are based on the use of statistical parameters to evaluate the informativeness of various elements of text. They are words, sentences, and something like that. Primary is the frequency at which words occur in the text. The second one is positional methods. They rely on the assumption that the informativeness of the sentence is dependent on its position, location in the text of the document. And the third, our position is indicator based on the functional identification of the phrases of the primary markers, indicators, and contactors forming the lexical apertures of its extraction method. The eighth slide shows us examples of filtration algorithms to create annotation and abstracts. The most convenient for such algorithms is C programming language. On this slide, we see some commands for rapid algorithmic abstracting or annotation of the text. Now let's talk about several of them. For example, you can see here case. It is selection of filters. Then console write line for a text input field. And the third is a static void library add example. It allows you to add databases to implement automatic translation. On the next slide, we can see another algorithm by formal syntactic analysis. It enters, first of all, the sentence numbering. It also can be named text numbering. Move to the abstract of the first sentence of the text. In each sentence, we look for keywords. That was the third one. And the last, if you find a logical semantic desk, then check the function of the word of sentence. It is the following paragraph. The 10th slide, we see positional methods of automatization of abstract. These methods aim to improve the technology of selection of the most significant sentences from the primary source using a complex mathematical apertures. It seems that this name position more accurately reflects the essence of methods previously called logical and mathematical. The most complete positional direction is presented in the works of Edmondson and Williams. It is based on the concept that the informative parts of the text are so-called fixed fragments. It is title, subtitle, conclusions, paragraphs, beginning and end of these paragraphs. Let's go back to your own methods. The first, we have a hint method. It is here. This method was selected from the text on the basis of a person precomposed by a person, positive, negative, and 0 words. The second method is the keywords method based on statistical criteria for extracting keywords from the text. The third is the title method. It is believed that the main content of the document is expressed by this title. And the last 4 method, it is localization or location. it is based on research which shows that the most informative and are sentences that contain information about the purpose, methods, conclusions, and results of the study. Such sentences may be at the beginning of the end of the paragraph or passage of the text. So summarizing, I want to add that with the increase of the number of computers and modernization around the world, the computer is already quite well understanding what kind of task person gives to. Therefore, most of these methods are currently used to simplify references and annotation around the world. And the output, we get excellent processing with algorithms of programs, textual information arranged quite completely and correctly. So that was all my presentation, and my presentation comes to end. Thank you for attention. Goodbye.